What's up guys, Shuichi here, back at it again with another video. And this time I figured I'd make a short video talking about what I find to be the worst map in Call of Duty Zombies history. Of course this video can be argued to be opinion based, but if anybody is truly defending this map, do they actually care for Call of Duty Zombies? The first thing I noticed when I played the map is how lackluster the layout was. It was short, it was simple, there was no depth to the map. Next up, this map felt like it was reaching for nostalgia points. A shit ton of nostalgia points. In fact, the previous map before it led us to believe we were getting something better, when instead this was just a filler map for the game. Lastly, the Easter egg was stupid as hell. It was simple, you could get it done within a short amount of time, but the boss fight was annoying. In case you guys haven't caught on yet, I am talking about the tomb. Citadel made us think we were gonna get a good map because they were talking about going to an excavation site. Everybody was like, oh, we're gonna get something along the lines of Origins and all that. And then you load in and we get this map that's very fucking tiny. It's just a circle, literally just a circle, and it doesn't feel like there's any life to the map. It just feels like a lot of reused assets and enemies. You literally can run the whole map in less than a minute. I'd say 30 seconds give or take, and that's without using the 4 portals. I don't know what better way to put it other than saying this feels like an unfinished portion of 9. As for the nostalgia bait, they added the ice staff to a map that made no sense in having it. Why are we just gonna add one staff and forget about the other 3? Is it because the ice staff was the most popular at some point? You can't just add one staff and forget about the other 3. And I feel like getting the parts for the ice staff itself made no sense. It didn't feel like you were doing something to unlock the ice staff. It felt like you were trying to unlock something else. And please, do not get me started on the mural. When we were doing that Easter egg step and my friend was like, hey, it looks like Roman numerals. That shit pissed me the fuck off. Why was there no complexity to it? Why was it, oh, count to 9? Is it because kids these days don't know Roman numerals? That shit fucking pissed me off. Lastly, whose bright idea was it to make the artifact a boss fight? The boss fight was annoying as hell as is, but it made no sense for a boss fight because it's a fucking artifact. It has no sentience, it's just an item, and all of a sudden we gotta fight against it? It was cheesy as hell, and let me tell you, we could have done without a stupid boss fight. We could have did without that whole map in general. The existence of the tomb pisses me the fuck off. Which, I'm gonna go off topic for a second. Why the hell do all these boss fights in Black Ops 6 have to have these huge ass health bars? Why can't we have gimmicks like in Black Ops 3 where each of the bosses had different ways to defeat them and it wasn't about just taking their health bar to 0? Because God knows, I really want to spend 15 to 20 minutes sitting there in a boss fight, taking the health bar to 0 and feeling like I'm not getting anywhere with level 3 weapons. Getting back on topic, when I first mentioned to my friend that I was going to make a video on the worst zombies map, he was like, great. I'm glad you're gonna make a video about Voyage of Despair. Hell no, I at least find Voyage of Despair fun and bearable. I've seen a lot of zombie lists lately where they're putting Kino as one of the worst maps in existence. How the fuck do you put Kino as one of the worst maps? I feel like new gen players do not have any right talking about anything before Black Ops 6 because their opinions are fucking trash, dude. Have you seen their videos? They didn't even know the ballistic knives revive. They're too young to respect any of that shit just because it doesn't have wall jumping or it doesn't have 20 fucking different Easter eggs to go off of. Back then it was about round based. Zombies is supposed to be about round based. I'm an Easter egg guy, but I acknowledge it's based off of round survival. That's why it's called a survival mode. So the next time I see somebody rank one of the older Call of Duties as like one of the worst in existence, I know their opinion's invalid. The original World at War maps, they're fucking great. They held up great today. Just because they don't have Easter eggs doesn't mean they're boring. I went back and I revisited Dirt Race on World at War for the first time in a few months, and let me tell you, I had a blast playing that with random. I usually prefer keeping to myself and doing stuff that keeps me busy, but when I was playing World at War with those randoms, I did not think about anything else except as high of a round we could get. This lobby was perfect. Nobody was rage quitting anytime they went down. They'd get up, they'd go get their perks, and we'd get back to what we were doing. It was so fucking enjoyable and it made me miss the good time. I'm getting off topic. I'm just, this was supposed to be meant for a different video. I was gonna complain about new gen and dual gen players, but it's just, I've been seeing people rank the tomb above Kino, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that shit when this is literally the worst map in existence? As usual, if you don't agree with my video, go in the comments. Be like, rah rah rah, your opinion sucks. Except this time you'll be wrong. I know for a fact you'll be wrong because the tomb fucking sucks. If there's any type of videos or rankings you want to see, make sure to leave it in the comments. My next video will probably be ranking the Black Ops 3 or World at War perk locations, or what I would improve about either of those two games. You know how it is. Like, subscribe, and as always, don't die.